Researchers at the University of Latvia's Institute of Solid-State Physics have been taking part in a major and very important project that is focused on future energy resources. After more than 30 years of coordinated research, European laboratories and associations have accumulated valuable scientific experience and knowledge in the area of thermonuclear synthesis. This is a process similar to the one that provides energy in the Sun and life conditions on the Earth. The world's largest scientific project in this regard is the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor, or ITER. The focus has been on achieving thermonuclear synthesis on the ground, thus obtaining a sustainable, secure, and all but endless source of energy. Thermonuclear synthesis means fusing a nucleus or two isotopes of hydrogen, deuterium and tritium. Thermonuclear power plants that ensure such fusion are a part of the European Commission's future energy strategies. This is a very challenging project, one that is expected to provide commercial energy sources by the year 2050. This is a period that is still rather distant. The Sun is the prototype for the reaction that we want to produce here on Earth. We believe in the Sun, and we believe that this is possible, but it is by no means an easy project. The main research focus at the Institute of Solid-State Physics at this time relates to the development of radiation-stable and thermally durable steel that consists of an alloy of iron and chrome and is modified with oxide nanoparticles, mostly yttrium and titanium oxide. These are so-called oxide dispersion strengthened steels, or ODS steels. They are produced by powder metallurgy because yttrium cannot be dissolved into iron. This means that they are mechanically combined during the milling process. After that, the powder is compacted under high pressure and at a high temperature, thus producing good steel with very small and uniformly dispersed oxide nanoparticles therein. The steel comes from our German partners, and our goal is to determine how and when the yttrium oxide nanoparticles are formed during this technological process. This is our institute's Supercomputer Center, and it has one of the largest computing capacities in Latvia. This is used not just for this project, but for all of the Institute's projects that require theoretical modeling. As noted before, this project involves not just experimentation, but also modeling. We are trying to model the process of manufacturing steel, focusing particularly on those stages at which yttrium oxide nanoparticles are formed therein. We prepare our own model materials, and we can achieve very pure iron by adding pure yttrium and titanium to see how the oxide nanoparticles emerge. The system is fully automated. We insert the samples, and then a robotic arm moves them from one chamber to another. This allows us to process these materials with various methods and exactly in the way that we want. We have to do this because steel that is manufactured in the standard way is quite dirty from the chemical point of view. Steel has lots of chemical additives, and it is often difficult to determine what the problem is, whether the effect is created by the additive or whether it is a basic effect. In order to have a clear sense of all of this, we will use this outstanding equipment to produce very clean samples. We will wait to see at which moment in the technological process the oxide nanoparticles emerge, those that hold the steel together under extreme conditions. In steel, these small nanoparticles capture and stop various defects, whether they are mechanical, created by radiation, or something else. Our job is to determine the moment at which and conditions under which these particles emerge, also finding out how to ensure that they do not become too large, because that is a bad thing. We want them to be small, tiny, and evenly distributed. That is what technologists who manufacture steel are expecting, including our partners in Germany and Spain. The project of the Institute of Solid-State Physics is being implemented in partnership with the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, and the aim is to improve our understanding of oxide dispersion strengthened, or ODS, particles, looking at how they develop in the matrix of steel by using X-ray absorption spectroscopy and various levels of theoretical modeling. We are also making use of the opportunities that are given by high-capacity computer systems in this regard. We plan to use international synchrotron radiation centers to conduct measurements of X-ray absorption in samples of steel and in prepared model materials, thus gaining unique information about the local surroundings of various types of atoms in ODS steel. We are also looking at the atomic and electronic structure of the ODS particles. There is a great deal of competition in terms of such projects when it comes to access to synchrotron facilities, and we need to demonstrate that we can do the work better than others can do. How do we achieve this? On the one hand, we have a wealth of experience from the past 30 years and more. We developed a whole new direction in Latvia and the Baltic states in terms of the examination of materials via synchrotron radiation. There are only 5 or 6 synchrotrons in all of Europe. Basically, they are scientific factories to produce X-ray radiation for researchers. A synchrotron is a ring that is about 1 kilometer long, and it provides X-ray radiation from hard to soft X-rays. We are one of the leading groups in Europe and the world in this field, and we have proven this with our research results. That is why we can be competitive in gaining access to the synchrotron facilities. That will allow us to create a model of the process. The project has 3 segments. The first relates to raw materials that are used to produce steel with the powder technology. The second relates to steel as such. We use X-ray absorption spectroscopy in our studies, and we also make use of large European scientific facilities in Germany, Italy, and Spain to study the local structure of the atoms that make up small oxide nanoparticles inside the steel. The third part of the project involves theoretical models that allow us to understand when and how the nanoparticles are formed. The project is being directed by Purans, involves 8 researchers from the University of Latvia's Institute of Solid-State Physics, and has financing of around 525,000 euros over the course of 3 years for project participants in Latvia. The Institute is one of the organizations that have joined the EUROfusion Association as part of the ITER project in Europe.